In this video, we're going to learn how to enter a new project into FieldPoint. We're going to start by selecting the Project's Main Menu tab, and then selecting Projects All. This will bring up every entered project. To enter a new project, you would want to click the New button up here at the top, or you can click Alt-A. This will bring up the new project window. All the items in red are mandatory fields that need to be entered first before a project number will be generated. So I'm going to start with a new project that I have for Houston Zoo. I'm going to enter my opportunity number, and the sales rep by clicking on the magnifying glass. I can do a quick search for the person I'm looking for under the name or resource field. I'm just going to type in the first few letters. I'm looking for Molly. When I click enter, it'll bring up Molly's name. When I click that button, she will auto-populate here. Next, I want to look for my customer ID. If you don't know it, you can click the magnifying glass and do a quick search for the name. I'm doing Houston Zoo, so I'm going to type in zoo and enter. That'll bring up anything with zoo in the name. Right here is Houston Zoo. I'm going to select that by clicking on the customer ID. And you'll see that it'll auto-populate into my bill and ship to. I still have to select the address ID for the ship to address, but I'll get to that in a second. I want to look at my PO and verify the correct address. So right here I'll see my bill to and ship to, and they reference the 1513 Cambridge address, which clearly over here I have the Herman Park Drive address. I need to change that. So I'm going to start by clicking on the magnifying glass next to the address ID. In here you'll see I have two addresses I can choose from. The other is the Cambridge ID. So I'm going to select that by clicking on the secondary button. And then I'm going to come over here to ship to and select the same thing. Again, clicking secondary. And now I have all this information auto-populated. Next, I want to choose my expected posting date. It's usually just going to be the last day of the month. If you happen to be on the last week, choose the next month. In this case, I'm just going to choose the 31st of the month that we are currently in. Next, I want to continue filling out my red fields. My business unit for this particular job is going to be EEUC. Make sure you find out what department your job is for before entering it in. Over here, the customer PO, I just want to type in what is on my purchase order. As you can see over here is the purchase order number. So PO number 40424. My project description, I'm going to pull this off of the PO. Down here you'll see it's a phone system deployment. Okay. Then project type. This is a fixed price project because down here you can see it's a fixed price. That's what they'll be paying. Choose that. Now that I've entered all my mandatory fields, I'm going to click the Save button up here in the top right. You'll see it blink, and now everything has gone to blue instead of red, and a project number has now been generated. Next thing I want to do is I want to go to my Task tab. Once the project is created, these tasks will automatically generate. What is important here is to click on Task Level 0. This is where all of my parts will be linked to. So I want to click Edit and fill in the estimated end date. This is the only date you have to fill in on this page, the estimated end date. Once I've filled that in, I can click Save. You'll see the page blink and then go to blue. I can close this out. Next, I want to go to my attachments and attach all of my information, such as the PO, the BOM, and maybe even the email that came with the DocuSign. I can enter them all one by one, or I can do a multiple upload. Once it stops thinking, I'm going to click on Select Files. And here I can select the 3 items I want to import. And you'll see it importing each one. Once I get all my checkboxes, I'm going to click Save. And here are all of those links. Okay? The next thing we want to do is enter all of our items. There are 2 ways to enter parts on a project. You can enter them using the Import Parts tool template, or you can enter the parts one by one. I'm actually going to use both of these on this project. For more details on how to create the import template, please view the video on the YouTube channel for the import parts. In this case, I'm just going to jump over that and import the parts because I have already created the template. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to browse for my template. I'm going to click Upload, and I'll get a message that it was uploaded successfully. I can preview my data, or I can just jump right over to import. It's going to tell me that the process was complete and 34 records were imported, and I just so happen to know that I had 43 parts. So I'm going to click OK. I can close that out and come back, and you want to hit refresh. And then all of my parts will be there. What's very important is to make sure that your parts imported with the correct prices. So to see that in action, over here you've got extended price and extended cost. So this is my sell, this is my cost. I'm going to float down to the bottom here. So this is what I'm selling it as, this is what the cost is, and I can verify that on my BOM. Down here, I've got my extended sell and my extended cost. So I'm going to come down to the bottom, and I can see that my numbers match here for my sell, and they match for my cost. If those match, you know you have uploaded them correctly. And so now I've uploaded my parts, but I still have labor to put in. I can go to my BOM, and I can see over here that I have $63,000 worth of labor to put into this project. To do that, I'm going to click on the Parts Entry tab. You can also put new parts via this window by clicking on the magnifying glass. But I want to start by entering the task number. For parts, it's always part 0, task 0, and then I'm going to come down here, click on my magnifying glass. My labor part number is professional services, so I'm just going to type in the first couple of letters, and it'll bring up anything with that, those letters in it. And here, professional services is my labor. I'm going to click there. That will auto-fulfill. I'm going to do a quantity of 1. There is no cost, but my price comes directly off of my bill of materials. This amount here, so I'm going to put that in the price field. 63,537.50. There's no vendor and there's no requisition required, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save. You'll see the page blink and then go blank. After that, you can just close this window, and up here at the top, you'll see my professional services have been put into this. And if I scroll to the bottom, I'll see my new total. This is my total sell, and I just want to make sure that that matches my total sell here. As you can see, they match. So I have uploaded this project successfully. And I can now go back to the default page. And now this job is ready to be sent over to purchasing with any extra details.